And then your Denver Broncos winning their 10th game in a row. And of their 11 wins, 9 of them have come by 1 score.
Yeah. That's what it is, man. I mean,
Wild.
the game starts out and Raiders get out to early lead. And I'm like, well, I guess we're going to do this again. Like this one.
Raiders
never led in that game.
Raiders never led in that game. It was 7-0.
7-0.
7-7,
14-7.
7-7. You're right. They tied it. You're right. So game's tied, right? And you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do again. We're going to play this game with the inferior opponent. And it never really felt like anything you had to be concerned with. But it's just kind of like, here we go. We're going to do this again. Been there, done that. We're going to get a win. They're going to get a win. I think, in my opinion, that was Bo Nix's best game of his career.
He was great.
Oh, my God. Really?
Yep. Watch the film today. Dude, that dude he was dialed. Absolutely dialed. Maybe not the big plays that you're looking for, Scott, but dialed.
Yeah.
31-38.
5 passes, 5 yards here, 4 yards here, 3 yards here, 2 yards here, 4 yards.
Brother,
game manager hater.
I know.
No, he managed the game well, but don't say that's his best game.
I think so. Yeah.
So 5 yards an attempt, 38 attempts, you get 200 yards?
Bo was 212. Yeah. 31-38. And the dude was in control. He was flat out in control of the offense. The dude knew where he wanted to go with the ball, did a great job with his eyes. He was manipulating the defense, scanning, knew pre-snap where he wanted to go, always had the open guy. I mean, I can't ask for much more of my quarterback than put the ball where it needs to be.
I've got my Bo Leaf hat on. Should I take it off for you? But
I wouldn't put it on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think so today. Not with a statement like that right off the.
Well,
me,
when you say it's the best game ever, I'm like, whoa. Now, I will say this, and the announcers, so that was called C-Team, by the way. The announcers said that Sean Payton admitted, and they making the same thing we talked about. Thursday, the first time they played him, short week, all the games in a row, blah, 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 blah. But according to them, Sean Payton said, I had a terrible game plan in that first game against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Well, his game plan was a little bit who did they beat last week? Commanders was that. Bing, bing, get it out of his hand quick, bing, bing, bing. Game management, one of the best game managed games he's had. I'm just not going to call it that's the best game ever because that's the best game ever.
Well, I understand why you don't want to. I mean, it wasn't sexy. There weren't tons of big throws or splash plays, but that's a dude that was in control, and that's what I'm looking for out of a quarterback.
Here's how Bo would answer you, Scott. A little bit of Bo hate right off the bat here.
I feel great. I feel like I'm. You mentioned the last 3 games. I feel like I've seen the field very well the last 3 games. Just understood where outlets are, understood where the ball needs to go. Obviously, you can always say you missed this one and missed this one, but if you're moving forward, if you're finding completions, against a team like that, I don't know if they've given up over 300 yards passing this year just with their defensive style, and they're going to stay deep, make you throw underneath, and it's all about patience and continuing to do that and find short completions of 5, 10, 15 yards and those sustained drives and move the chains, and that's what we've been willing to do the past several weeks. And the explosives, they'll come, and we got to continue to find ways to push the ball down the field. But defense is trying to keep you from doing that too. So it's a happy balance.
There you go,
dude. It was crisp. It was clean. You know what? Watching it in real time, I was kind of like, ugh. It feels like again. You're barely beating the Raiders, whatever. But I've only watched the first half. I haven't watched the second half of the offensive film. But after watching the first half, I was actually blown away by how effective the offense was. I know it's going to sound crazy. I get it. But when you look at it, the runs are there. R.J. Harvey's coming along. Probably his best game as a ball carrier. The passing game was crisp. The execution all around. They managed the situations really, really well.
Here is Sean earlier today, Scott. I'm focused on you there a little bit there with this comment. Sean addressed it earlier today about the shots. How many shots do you think they took?
Well, the one I can remember, and I went back and watched the film today because obviously I couldn't watch it live. There was one late, was nearly intercepted, but that was the only one I really remember over 25 yards. One, maybe two, one.
Yeah, I don't
over
remember.
25 yards.
There weren't a lot. I mean, I'll give you that.
I love Harvey out of the backfield.
All right. Well, Sean said they took their.
And Harvey's coming along in the running game. Best game. He had one play that he tried to bounce outside, but for the most part, he took what the defense gave him.
All right, here's what Sean said just about an hour ago.
Well, I think this. Number one, we probably called 7 shot plays in that game, and they're doing a pretty good job staying on top in their zone. Typically, when you play a Pete Carroll team, it's going to require a lot of throws that come underneath the coverage. And so, the game went a certain way, and I told you after the game, and then again today, I really liked how the game unfolded.
He felt terrible about his game plan against Oakland the first time around.
Right.
The way to beat Oakland is exactly what they did.
I won't disagree with that.
All right. Okay. So,
but to call it the best game he's ever played,
I don't know, man. 31 of 38.
It was great. I mean, we could debate the semantics if there's a game or two that's better, but I mean, throw it in the category.
He took 3 sacks, but one of them was when they counted when he slid down.
Right.
Which, that's silly. No interceptions, no touchdown passes either. But what Sean wanted to do was grind up the Raiders, and that's exactly what they did. Listen,
that game, I'll tell you this. Here's what I got my sense of watching it. That game was exactly like the Nuggets game in Charlotte last night.
Ah, okay.
It was
so?
Get it done, grind this thing out,
Yeah.
get out of town.
Yeah,
Just
you're
win
right.
the game.
You're right.
By the way, I will say this. If you're an Oakland Raider fan, you should be absolutely embarrassed. Not only because the team's not really good, but that looked like a home game for Denver.
Oh yeah. 2 weeks in
I-
a row, by the way. It was like that out in D.C.
I was shocked that they were even having to go to silent count. They're still doing the guard with the arm, but and I'm like, why? I mean, I guarantee it was at worst 60-40 Bronco fans.
I talked to a couple people that were there. They said that it was more like 35%, 40% Broncos fans, but by the end, it was more like 70%. And they said that despite the fact that there probably were more Raider fans, technically, they were so quiet because there was nothing to go on about. And there were at least 10,000 empty seats in the stadium as well. So, yeah, I mean, whatever standard you want, that was a home game. That was as big of a road home game as you're ever going to get. Ever.
Broncos fans coming out in droves on the road this year.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's Vegas. And then Pete Carroll's, I should have focused on this earlier. His post game was like, yeah, the fans. Oh, yeah, we should have had. That was a big deal in Seattle. He said that.
That was a big deal, or was it?
It was a big deal. Having the fans on your side is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, the 12th man, right? Isn't that
well-
what they call the Seattle fans?
And he had it at USC, too.
You got to win more than 2 games to get the fans behind you.
Well,
So,
right,
Well,
exactly.
you also got to have a town that isn't a transient town anyway.
They seem to like the Golden Knights. I don't know. I think if you give them something to be excited about, they'll come out. Boy, do they look stupid in all their makeup and styrofoam helmets and all that silly, foolish stuff.
Now, see
with a team
if
that
the
bad.
Bellagio's going to let you in after the
Yeah,
game.
exactly. I mean, maybe in the parking lot in Oakland, which is a grimy place.
Yeah,
that goes
yeah.
over well. Halloween. But exactly. Try to get in the Cosmopolitan wearing all your styrofoam Raider gear.
Although I did see the coolest mask. Somebody had a black and silver Deadpool mask.
Oh, okay.
That
there
was
you go.
cool. That was cool looking.
Well, we're here to celebrate, man. Good vibes all around to go through the game, get your reaction to it. It's a rally house.
We got the best fullback in the league, boys. I'm just telling you.
Who?
Best
Adam
fullback in the
Prentice.
league.
Who wasn't
Way to go, buddy.
Who wasn't on the roster at training camp, right?
That dude. How about that? Adam Prentice making noise.
Adam Prentice, I think, got scared. He was so open running, and he could have just stiff armed that guy and gone in the end zone.
He whiffed on a stiff arm.
He kind of threw himself down, but I mean, he must have been terrified to be running that far with the football. Sean said it was 38 yards. It was actually technically 18 yards,
yeah.
but that fullback
To a fullback, that feels like
38
38. Yeah.
yards. It's a